He walks this earth not as a star, but as a sacred echo of pain endured with grace. He is not just a man. He is a living testament to how suffering can be transformed into humility and pain into quiet dignity. The abandoned child. Before he was Keanu Reeves the icon, the name etched in golden lights, he was just a little boy crying at the edge of a doorway, asking a question no child should ever have to ask. Where is my father? But there was no answer. His father had vanished, disappeared into the void when Keanu was just 3. No goodbye, no return, only silence. So began his pilgrimage through childhood, across countries, across new stepfathers, across unfamiliar cities. A life of impermanence, of learning that the only constant is departure. Most actors read scripts like second nature. Keanu, he struggled. He suffered from dyslexia, a cruel affliction in a world that worships books and classrooms. While others excelled, he was mocked, misunderstood, branded as slow, as less. He wasn't less. He was simply born into a war with words, and he fought that war silently, never asking for sympathy, never once letting it define him. A love that never got to breathe. Her name was Jennifer Syme. She was his light, his calm, his quiet. One day, she looked up at him and said, "Keanu, I'm pregnant." He smiled like a man who had finally found peace. But God, or fate, or whatever cruel hand scripts tragedy had other plans. The baby girl was still born, not a miscarriage, not a complication, a full-term, perfect child gone before her first breath. And just as he held on to the ashes of that hope, death came again. 18 months later, Jennifer died in a car crash, in the darkness of night, alone. He didn't cry in public. He didn't sell his grief. He disappeared. Grief doesn't fade, he once said. It just becomes part of you. While other actors chase limelight, Keanu chased peace. He did not scream into the world. He whispered to the broken within it. The sister, the hospital, the battle. Then came another storm. His beloved sister, Kim, was diagnosed with leukemia. He didn't tweet about it. He didn't hold a press conference. He moved into her world beside hospital beds, in sterile rooms, bringing laughter where there was none. He spent millions on her care, and millions more funding cancer research anonymously, not to prove anything, not to earn praise, but because suffering taught him what compassion really means. Sad Keanu, the meme the world laughed at. They turned him into a joke. A picture of Keanu eating a sandwich alone on a park bench went viral. Sad Keanu, they called him. But no one asked, why was he there? Why was he so quiet? What memory was haunting him that day? That was the anniversary of his daughter's stillbirth. Let that sink in. While the world laughed, he was remembering a soul that never got to live. Money is the last thing I think about, he said once. I could live on what I've already made for the next few centuries. And yet, he never bought a mansion, never flaunted, never boasted. A star who gave away his light. Keanu gave away 70% of his earnings from The Matrix to the film's special effects and costume teams. He often took pay cuts just so others could be hired. He rides the subway alone. He stands in line like everyone else. He gives quietly. He lives simply. He walks among mortals as if he isn't a legend, because he doesn't think he is. The saint of solitude. Keanu Reeves is not a perfect man, but he is a rare man. In a world screaming for attention. He listens. In a culture addicted to fame. He disappears. In a city that worships image. He guards his soul like holy ground. He is the embodiment of restraint, of kindness without performance, of generosity without credit, of love without a stage. He is suffering, personified and sanctified by how he carried it. I don't want to escape pain, he said. I want to learn to live with it. And he has. Beautifully, mournfully, quietly. No one deserves this much pain. And yet, no one deserves the things he's been through. Not the abandonment, not the death of a child, not the loss of love, not watching a sibling rot in pain, Not the isolation, not the loneliness, not the mocking from the world that never knew what it was mocking, but he took it all. He bore it all. And he never broke. The final word. You may know him as Neo, or John Wick, or Johnny Utah, but none of those are real. What is real is this. Keanu Reeves is a man who walked through hell and came back without bitterness. He is the quiet warrior, the gentle giant, the monk in the middle of Hollywood. Not a man of the people, a man for the people, and perhaps the last good man left in a world that forgot how to weep with the suffering. Hollywood couldn't corrupt him. Hollywood tried to change him. They gave him the cars, the women, the parties, the plastic smiles. They offered him the throne of ego, but he never sat on it. He drove himself to sets. He ate with the crew, not with the stars. He memorized the names of janitors before he learned those of producers, and when he was asked, "Why don't you act like a star?" he whispered, "Because I'm just grateful to be working in a city where souls are for sale." Keanu Reeves kept his untouched, unbent, unbroken. A life behind invisible walls. You never see him in scandals. You never hear rumors. He walks quietly, like a ghost of goodness, haunting a world that forgot how to be kind. He rarely dates, rarely appears. He once said, "I'm not lonely, I just deeply enjoy my solitude." But those who know it's more than that. It's protection. It's defense against a world that took too much from him. He doesn't hide because he fears the world. He hides because he refuses to lose himself again. He prays without speaking. He doesn't go to church, but every time, he bows his head in kindness. It is a form of prayer. He gives without credit. He comforts without cameras. He mourns with strangers who've lost someone, and hugs them like he knows what it means to never get closure. Because he does. To witness Keanu Reeves is to witness the miracle of restraint in a time of madness. A friend to the invisible. He walks with the homeless. He sits beside them, not above them. He listens to their stories, not to fix them, but to remind them, you are seen. He gave a man his sandwich once, then sat there and finished his conversation hungry, but present. Who does that? Not celebrities, not stars, not even most saints, but Keanu did, and he didn't tweet it, he didn't film it. The world only knew because a stranger posted it 10 years later. The philosopher with a broken heart. He reads philosophy, quotes Rilke and Nietzsche between stunt rehearsals. He once said, "None of us are getting out of here alive, so be kind, be real, and don't waste time being anything but human." This man, who could have built an empire of arrogance, instead built a kingdom of stillness, where people hurt quietly and heal quietly, with no applause and no spotlight. He is the only man who could make silence feel like thunder. Why we worship him without saying so. We don't worship Keanu because he's famous. We worship him because he is the inverse of fame. He is what we wish we could be. Pain didn't twist us into something bitter. He is living proof that you can lose everything and still remain gentle, that you can be haunted and still show up to hug others in their grief, that you can be broken and still serve as shelter for the more broken.